King Drew.
I like that, Jay. What this is?
Yeah. What's going on, y'all, man? Welcome back to the episode of the First and Foremost podcast. I am your host, Najee Wilkins, along with, to my right, Bacon Network, Arvon Bacon. Down below, we got Jerome of Inside the Hashes, man. So back by popular demand, in just a few moments, we'll give y'all what you've been waiting for. The top 27 class here in Georgia. It's not easy to do. It's a lot of young thoroughbreds out there. But we put this list together. Again, it's not just one person. This is a consensus rating. So all three of us pooled these prospects, these recruits together and did this top 27. We also got some great honorable mentions as well. But before we start that, we're going to go with our first and foremost. I'm going to start off with Jerome. Go ahead. Give us the first and foremost for tonight.
First and foremost, I am dealing with a crazy tooth pain right now. So forgive me if my energy's not all up there. I'm trying, bro. You know, I always want to get on my boys. Thing hurting right now. But I am excited about the season. It's right around the corner, man. I can't wait. We got high school football about to start in like a week or two. We got college football starting like a week after that. And then 2 weeks after that, it's the NFL. We got preseason this weekend. It's in the air, man. I'm ready. I'm happy. I can't wait because that summer's cool. Summer's all good with the off season and everything like that. But once the games really happen, that's when it's real. So I'm happy. I'm excited. I can't wait.
Yep, my first and foremost has got to be Grayson basketball right now. They're pulling them in like hotcakes. Caleb Holt the other day, just a couple 2 hours ago, they grabbed Chris McLavish Jr. from Cal. Nice point guard, man. So whatever Grayson's doing, I know they're building for success. So that's the first and foremost today.
Yeah, they balling out, defending state champion. Also got Gawan Harris, Jacob Wilkins, and also Amir Taylor. So they're going to be locked and loaded. Backcourt going to be just as good as it was last year. Put them in the driver's seat, man, to contend for a title. My first and foremost, man, got to be from this weekend, Jonesboro Media Day, man. Talking to the boys, Lucius Murray, Jeremiah Collier, Jeremiah Tickett, and especially they stars, man, in that secondary. John Tavis Wyman, who committed to Georgia. And then obviously Jamar Owens and Cortez Redding, who, my bold proclamation today, one of the best secondaries in the country, man. When we look at John Davis, what he could do playing multiple positions on both sides of the ball. Cortez Redding being a hard hitter, defensively. And then obviously Jamar, just cool, calm, and collected, man, doing everything you ask him. Ball hog, also their best hitter, man. So that's my proclamation tonight. I'll say I think they're the best secondary in the country, regardless of classification. That's how elite I think they are.
That's a fact.
Yes, sir. Without further ado, a lot of people are watching. I think I'm up to 15 in my YouTube handle right now. So it's locked and loaded. I know y'all numbers are going crazy. So we're going to go ahead and reveal the list everybody came for, man. Top 2027 football players here in the Peach State. So let's go and start with our honorable mentions.
Hold on. We got to bring our guest on.
Oh, true. My bad, y'all. I'm a little too hyped, man. Forgive me. First of all, we do gotta bring our guest on. Second of all, my bad. I gotta talk about what we gotta talk about. Make sure you get your Phenom merch for the upcoming season. Use promo code ITH Football for 10% off all Phenom items. Again, the brothers, they will be at games all season long. Bacon Network and Inside the Hashes. So if you want a chance to cop some of these free gloves, make sure you DM. Make sure you hit them up on Twitter, X, Instagram, whatever social media handle you want to use, fellas. Hit them up to get them to come in your game. And you might, if you play up and you ball out, you might win some free merch.
Yes, sir. That was smooth, brother. Yeah, John, go ahead and show him what it do when it touch that rubber stick. Come on now. You been dropping balls? Get you some phenol gloves, man. Change your life.
Y'all are funny, bro.
You got no O's? Phenon is an O. Let's move on, bro.
Yeah, just a little bit. With that being said, we're gonna bring on our guest. Y'all may know him, man. One of the best writers, man. I think right now in the game. He's well respected. 50,000 following. Jeremy Johnson of Dogs HQ on 3, man. One of the best ones. I think a pioneer in the industry, man. Well respected. Jeremy Johnson.
Man, y'all. Every time I come on here, y'all just shower me with love, man. I appreciate y'all for that, man. Nigel tried to forget me for a minute. I was just like, okay, I'm gonna watch the show. I mean, I love watching your show. I mean, definitely do. But I appreciate y'all having me on tonight, man. I am excited every time. It's been the highlight of my day today for sure.
Man, appreciate that. Yeah, my bad, Jeremy. I got too excited, man. I've been having these kids blow me up, man. They're like, "Yo, you dropping the list?" And my phone's been flooded, man. So I think I jumped the gun a little bit, but I think we get time to give them what they're waiting for, man.
Oh yeah, let's do it.
All right, let's do it. Here are the honorable mentions.
All right, y'all. So here we go. Honorable mentions for the class of 2027. I know this is going to ruffle some feathers. You make the argument Jackson Holly could be higher. I know we got to see a little bit more tape first. Obviously, he's excellent. His brother, Julius Holly, is committed to Michigan. They're going to be the opposite sides of each other for his senior year. That's going to be a name to watch as well. Quintavious Price, I got to see some of his film and was very impressed. He's supposed to step up in a big key role for Cedar Grove. Lost a lot of talent this past year. No Bo, no Devin Walker. He's going to be in the limelight this year along with Anthony Booker. Lyndon Worthy, heard a lot of buzz from Bacon on this one. He's like, yo, this is a name we got to have on the list. So he's doing his thing out there. Where he's at, he's going to be a key one as well. And then the last one, I'll throw it to the brothers. Grant Hovland, I had to put him on the list. I know someone would be like, oh, he should be higher. He should have made the top 25. He's just right on the outside. I just want to see a little bit more. He's obviously young, didn't play a lot last year, but he's expected to step up in that tight end role. Could have a big sophomore campaign for Milton. I know they got Ryan G. I know they got Ethan Barber, but he might be able to get some playing time this year for the Eagles. Outstanding player.
100%, man. Next to our rattle off, Joshua Scott, QB1 at Stockbridge, been invited to the underclassmen Under Armour camp. Just phenomenal. Got a great arm. Plays with so much poise to be a young man. He's got a lot of high accolades on him right now, but definitely had to throw him on the list. And another guy I definitely want people to look at is, I'm not sure if I'm saying his name correctly, Firas Ibrahim, defensive back at the Bergamot High School. Real talented, got a lot of upside, long. He's got some solid technique right now. He obviously got to work, but he's a 2027 freshman, and I just think his playmaking ability, his ball hawking ability to always be around the ball is why I had to push to get him on the list. You know what I'm saying? The last two names, Carter Mathis, you know what I'm saying? If you know anything about games with football, man, he's definitely locking the side down. I believe he plays on the left side, if I'm not mistaken. Carter Mathis is definitely a dog, man. Nars raved about him. You know what I'm saying? He's definitely, we got to have him on the list. I thought, in his opinion, maybe the best one of the best on the offensive line. Jackson Bone, not too familiar about this young man, so help me out, fellas. But I didn't know he's a running back, RB, and a defensive back. But if anybody wants to help me out, I don't know too much about the young man.
He rushed for 1,000 yards. I think he had close to 16 touchdowns in his freshman year, man. So kind of a do it all kind of guy for them. Leaned on heavily in the run game. So special player. Another one I wanted to mention, Kings Academy. Don't necessarily always get the love there, but he did his thing, man. Definitely well deserved to be on this list.
And Mr. Fox Kyles, man. We saw him at the the U.S. Army camp, man. The brother can play. Long, wiry, man. He's got the frame for big arm as a freshman. Just need to clean up on some things mechanically, but definitely has a high upside and definitely will have the opportunity once he's handed the keys to the Grayson office, can take it to the promised land if they don't get there this year. So,
a quick name to mention that's not on this list, and I'll let Jerome go, is Nigel Newkirk, right? He plays out there in Ola. We don't talk about him a lot, but I'm hearing a lot of buzz about that name. might be where he's at. But that's a name that don't be surprised he starts kind of shooting up in the rankings. When the lists do get revealed, he'll probably be on it for 247 or on 3 whenever they release their 2027. But that's a guy as well that's dominating where he's at. That's not on this list, but definitely needs to be mentioned as well.
Yeah, Landon Worthy is a guy I think heard from you guys on him. I'll watch a little bit more tape on him. He seems like a guy who got a lot of upside. Michael Fox, quarterback at Grayson. Grayson, a guy that I think can really benefit being over there with so much time, be able to develop with a good team. Price. Didn't know about him before we made this list. Looked him up. Very impressed with him. Followed him before I looked at him. And then Grant Holloway, obviously, big program over there at Milton. Plays very well. He looks like he's going to be in a long line of great tight ends from Milton. So, but yeah, I want to know what Jeremy thinks, man, because he, on 3 haven't, started on the 27 yet. What's your thoughts on some of the players that we have here? Can you hear some of these guys? Anybody you recognize?
Yeah, I've come in contact with quite a few of these guys already. Jackson Holly is a guy that I've covered his brother quite a bit. Julius, he really exploded this summer. And if he's anything like his brother genetically, I mean, he's already, I think we saw him a couple days ago, actually, and he's already got some size to him. And his brother really didn't, like, his body didn't explode until maybe late in his sophomore year, going into his junior year. So he's got some growing to do. I think that's the guy that'll play for Alpharetta this year, and he'll get some experience. So he's already kind of ahead of the curve there. Carter Mathis is a guy that really intrigues me just because he's playing for Gainesville. I mean, that is Gainesville, correct?
Yes, sir.
Just playing that early for them with that veteran offensive line. They got a couple guys, Alex Payne, and their center. I really like. I like his game. He's a G5, low power 5 type of guy that plays center for them. But that's a veteran bunch over there. So if that young guy can get in there and be involved in that group and be a pivotal piece, he's kind of got that ceiling of being that next group of guys. Him and Tyler Ford over there. And Grant Haviland is a guy that I've heard about for the last 2 years already, before he ever reached high school. Really high on him, really love his skill set, can really catch the football, but he's also added some size to be able to block. Obviously, Milton will have Georgia commit Ethan Barbour and Ryan Gees going to Auburn. And those guys are really highly touted, but this young man is good enough. It's good enough that he will be on the football field at some point for Milton this year. I mean, he's going to be too good for them to just have him sitting over there. And then when those guys move on, his game will take another step, because once they leave, you'll lose CJ Wiley and, some of these other guys that we've become accustomed to at Milton. So he's in a position to be one of these guys that'll be, the focal point going into his maybe junior year next year.
Great point. That's our honorable mentions, man. Shout out to players that made it. The player we didn't mention was Alex Scott. Outstanding season for Toombs County. You guys know they got Lagonza Hayward, who just committed to Tennessee. He had over 100 tackles in his freshman year. Just an outstanding player as well. We didn't mention him, but he was on our honorable mention, so I want to give him a shout out as well. Keep doing your thing, man. Thank you for tuning in the right way, and we'll continue to see your tape this year. But that's honorable mentions. We'll be ready to list the top or the bottom 5 before we get up to the top 5.
Yeah, top 25 to 21. Here we go.
All right, so here we go as we hit the DM on some of these players. So Janai Batman Weaver plays for Hapeville Charter, a player that I know Jerome was very high on. He advocated for this guy to get on this list. He said, man, he got to be on here. I don't care what we doing. Got to get on here, man. Special playmaker. Go up and look up his 13U film, and you see what he could do on the football field. Outstanding. Goes in a big role this year for them. Kevin Caldwell, man, got a chance to see him at the Nega Classic freshman game. Was thoroughly impressed. And ball hawk for Parkview. They're going to start off with North Paulden. I mean, he just has intangibles, man. He's long. He's athletic. Plays the ball well. Come down and get the big hit as well. At 23 was Cole Crawford. I heard a lot about this kid from Cartersville. I haven't seen him up close in personal play yet, but I have seen his film, man, and he's just a guy that can just play multiple positions, man. I think he really projects well as a tight end, but also can play that middle linebacker role at an elite level. So kid just all around great for Cartersville. Going to be, I think, the next great prospect out of their program. And then Tyler Ford, we know the buzz around him. Got offer from Duke and other major Power 4 programs. Expected to take a big leap forward this year. Expected to start for Gainesville this year. Expected to have a big role for them. And then it wouldn't be right if we didn't have Hudson Hill. Hudson Hill had over 1,000 yards last year. What Aaron Follow, along with CJ Docker, and what they were able to do, man. That's not easy to do. Like, that was the biggest question mark about Prince Ave. What would that receiver core look like after all those guys graduated? Bailey Stockton being gone, Ethan Christian being gone. He stepped up big in a big way, and he's going to be a staple amongst that offense for years to come.
Yeah, 100%, man. Like Naj said, looking back at the 13U film, shout out to Capture a Star, put together a well put together highlight film for Jahani, excuse me. Brother the playmaker, man, no doubt about it. Quick twitch. His rack ability is something I think that really separates this game from other receivers, especially being, a smaller receiver. It's tough to get hands on him. Moving on to 24, Kevin Caldwell, man. I saw a little bit of the young man at the negative recruit camp, man. Special ball hawk. I need to do more homework on him, but I definitely know he's no joke. Brother can play. Hudson Hill, definitely seen him down there at the Hoover 7-on-7. The go hustle up, smooth route runner, solid hands. Somebody the quarterback's going to be able to rely on those third downs when it comes down to the nitty gritty. When we need to make a play, you can count on for Hudson Hill, wide receiver out of Prince Avenue, to come up big for them. You can book it. Cole Crawford, watched that film when they played. I can't remember who they played that rainy game this past season on WSB TV, but you gotta love a player who could be versatile, who could do both ways, offense and defense. He's gritty, he's got a heart, man. He's gonna stick his nose in where most people ain't, and sometimes he's gonna come up with that ball because he's gonna make you fumble, man. So definitely keep some eyes for Cole Crawford and Tyler Ford, man. You know what I'm saying? Nothing else needs to be said too much, man. The kid's 6'6". We want to see you put some pancakes on the boards this year, man. We know you got it, man. So do your thing, brother. You know what I'm saying? Tyler Ford, one of my favorite offensive linemen in this class. So yes, sir. What you got, B Jeremy?
Who?
I'm sorry. I'm getting out of order. What you got, Jay? I'm sorry, Jay.
No, I wasn't sure what you're saying. My boy Batman, man. I had to advocate for him. Obviously, he was originally from Westlake. Obviously, Westlake has a lot of receivers there, so he didn't get to play a lot last season. But every time I see him at 7-on-7, he's making amazing plays. Crazy body control, get up and get it. Not the tallest guy yet. I mean, he's only a sophomore now, so he's not going to be he's not super tall, but he plays like he's big. He's going to get up, get it. One-handed catches, two-handed catches, however you catch it. So I have to get on here. Kevin Caldwell, I did see him at the elite NEGA camp. Played really well, man. One of the bright stars out there, especially on offense, where I thought offense was low sloppy in that game. One of the right spots in that one. Tyler Ford, big dude, especially being as young as he is. What's his size again?
6'6".
6'6".
Yes, sir.
Insane size for a sophomore, man. Crawford is the guy that you guys put on here. I look for like a little bit of safety, very versatile. Moves very well. I like how he plays. I want to watch more tape on him. One of the guys who said watching the tape on him. Hudson Hill, I don't know too much about him, but I definitely want to put more tape on him. What you got, Jeremy?
Dude.
Yeah, I've happened to come in contact with a lot of these guys already as well. This is your bottom 5. I'm scared to see what the top 20 of these are. Like, this is crazy. This is 21 through 25. All of these guys are really good, potentially Power 5 type guys, and they've all had a little role. Most of them have had a role for their high school teams already. I'm gonna start with Batman. Batman has been a guy I've heard about for the last 2 years. He was one of those guys that was really great at the youth level. That he created buzz of where he was going to go to high school and what he was going to do at the level. His game, just kind of looking at him physically, kind of immediately JoJo Stone comes to mind. I don't know if you guys remember JoJo Stone, but that's a guy that had a lot of ability to do a lot of different things coming into high school, and was able to do a lot of those things early at the high school level. He may even end up. It's so early in his high school career, you just never know where he's going to end up. I think at some point he may end up playing some defensive back. And that's Hateville. Hateville keeps they always have good guys in that secondary. They coach them really well over there, and receiver too. I mean, so that's a good place for him. And that's an opportunity to see where he goes over this next year. He's gonna be a potentially a big time playmaker. Kevin Caldwell's guy I've heard about for a while as well. Just being at Parkview, being amongst that next bunch behind Jalen Crawford and Mike Matthews. Anytime you're a guy that can compete over there, you're going to get some looks and you're going to be a guy that has a lot of big shoes to fill. I like his length like you guys do. I like his movement skills. We'll see how physical he's going to be over the next couple of years. Cole Crawford he's one of those guys that's going to be special. And it may not necessarily be football. I mean, he probably will have an opportunity to play baseball at a high level at some point. He's a really good baseball prospect as well. Big, long arms. He's fast. He's physical. He's got the pedigree. He's a guy that plays the game very smart. He's already playing a lot for Cartersville. So he's one that in 2 years we're going to be looking at one of the best linebackers in the country, not just the state, country, just because of his length and his ability to play in those spaces in the zone. Tyler Forrest, he's just a massive human being, and this is still kind of really early for a big guy. There's so many changes that you're going to go through over the next. He's going into his sophomore year. By this time next year, he'll be a completely different player, and he's one that's should be excited to see where he goes physically because the size is there, the height is there. He's already learned how to play physical for a guy that's so young at that high classification. So I'm excited to see what he does. And Hudson Hill's amazing. He was a really key target for Prince Avenue last year. Love the way he runs his routes. He doesn't run them too fast. He already has a good feel of playing in the offense as a receiver, as an inside guy. Particularly, you have to be able to feel those zones and not necessarily run 6,000 miles per hour, but just, okay, here's an option route. Bam, let me sit it down right here and get this 15, 20 yards. He's really good at doing that. He's also got some explosiveness as well. He's a guy that I think that will be one of the underrated players in the state, and then you'll look up at the end of his junior year and he's going to have 15, 20 offers from big schools, and he'll be, breaking all kind of records as a receiver. So I really like his game, and all of these guys are really good football players for sure.
Well said.
Analyst Jeremy. All right, y'all. We're going to go ahead and roll on to the next set of players.
Excuse me.
Here we go. So we got 20 through 16, starting at 20. We got to give South Georgia some love, man. And one thing that stood out, I heard he had a great year last year for Valdosta. When I was in Macon, y'all, I got to talk to Coach Felton, and he put an onus to make sure I mentioned this name. Not in our list or anything, but just that a name to watch this season for Valdosta, and that's Deron Foster. So that's going to be one to watch. I know a lot of people may not know about him. We putting y'all on game early. This could be one of those players. You look at South Georgia, got a dog at running back. Already got Ty Robinson. I know you know that very well, Jeremy. Yeah. But talk about a dude, number 20, Deron Foster. Ben Muser, I don't even feel like he's scratching the surface of his potential. You go back and look. I mean, I remember me and Jeremy be on the sideline, and we was in awe of what he was doing on the football field, especially with that one throw he made over across the body, buying time, and threw it for a touchdown. I mean, this kid has highlight potential all over his name, man. I mean, he's super special. It's going to be interesting to see if he wins the job or not for Prince Ave. Still up kind of in the air. They've been split snaps all summer, but this kid is the real deal. Can't wait to see what happens for him in his career. He's very special. Kelsey Adams is a player that Bacon put us on with. That's a real good offensive lineman. A lot of people don't know about him, but he's 6'6", moves really well for his size, has good hands, great in pass protection, also just pancakes people in the run game. So that kid is special. And at 17 is a player I'm very high on. That's Ethan Hauser out of Buford. Some may know about him, some may not. But I think he has super special potential. I think he could potentially, I'm not saying he's going to be on the KJ Bolton level, but he could potentially be that for them if he continues to grow and develop. That's how special I think this kid can be, man. He's very smart, very, very cerebral, very intelligent, and I like what he could do on both ends of the ball. So it's going to be interesting to see what Buford does with him. I like how he projects as a safety, but I also like how he projects as a wide receiver. He tore it up in youth football, man. I'm telling y'all. It's a name to know. Ethan Hauser already has D1 offers, already offered by Tech and other major Power 4. Get to know that name. And then 16, Alexander Ward. This one was tough because this kid has already created so much buzz for himself. Alabama, Georgia offers.
Right.
Almost like he's higher up in the higher teams, like right outside that top 10, maybe even higher than that. The kid is special. I think we just want to see it in person this year. He's going to have a big role for the Wall Raiders this year along with his brother. And I think that's when he's going to show everybody, like, hey, I'm one of the best DBs. I'm one of the best athletes here maybe in the country.
Nah, that was fire. I think I got to follow up that, not follow up, but just piggyback that. Starting with Alex Ward at 16, excuse me. Definitely a great athlete, very wound type, very explosive. Hasn't really, I think it's just scratching the surface right now with what he's being able to do. Again, another team we saw at the Go Hustle Up 7-on-7 in Hoover. If you aren't there next year, what are you doing? Saw him against 4-star Sedarian Morgan, number 2 receiver in Alabama. He was getting beat, but nonetheless, to be a freshman and still be there, I'm saying, to make the play at the end, that just lets you know where the brother's going, possibly, you know what I'm saying, a sticky DB, also very smooth route runner, you know what I'm saying, not a lot of, you know what I'm saying, extra, just going boom, 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 and he's going to get there, just a very smooth runner, doesn't look like he's exerting a lot of energy to get to his top speed. Ben Muser, another player we saw at the Hoover Hustle Up 7-on-7. The story that y'all just talked about, where y'all see him go across the body at the buying time and throwing a touchdown, just sells itself. It sells itself. So that's definitely gonna be a prospect. I put a lot more time on watching this film and hoping that the brother can see the field this fall, man. I know he's in the quarterback battle, and we know how those go. Kelsey Adams at the 18. You know what I'm saying? Nas said it all, man. Just an offensive lineman. It's tough to see, you know what I'm saying, some holes in this game, maybe some technical things, obviously being bigger than everybody right now. Feels going to look exponentially better than most. But nonetheless, a well-polished offensive lineman, long at North Clay, man. So I had to shout out and show some love to the South Side, man. So shout out to Kelsey Adams for doing his thing. And Ethan Hauser, man, another prospect that I need to do more homework on. Y'all laid it out for me. Y'all comparing him to KJ Bolden, who's going to get some snaps, a lot of snaps, man, will be at Georgia. So definitely going to keep my eyes on him. So yeah, man, I think this is a solid list. Don't beat us up too much in the comment section, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, definitely. Deron Foster, a guy that I need to do a little bit more work on. So I'm going to look at him. Ben Muser, you can tell by his hoodie that, you know, we've seen him at the Georgia Elite Classic. Played really well there, was one of the best quarterbacks there when we've seen him. So I'm looking really good. He looks really good and want to see more from them. Got a good team around him as well, so that also helps. Kelsey Adams, another guy to look at a little bit more. Ethan Hauser, DB. You said it. Nice. Super talented guy, plays really well. You know, he very versatile. You can use him in a KJ role where you can kind of move him around, take him from nickel safety, corner, wide receiver, maybe pin him in the backfield a little bit to get some run. Very versatile guy. And Alex Ward, the Wards are doing their thing, man. You know, playing extra. They make sure that they go with every camp, and that's why, you know, they're getting their looks and people are buzzing about them already, man. They're making sure that, you know, they go to these camps and not only just going to the camps and saying, hey, I'm here, you know, they're actually balling out. You know, they're doing pretty well, both brothers. Very curious to see how they do at Walton this year. You know, I said before, I thought his brother was probably going to be one of the best, underrated player type of years. And I think, you know, Alex have a chance to, you know, get his name in there as well. So that's my guy. What about you, Jeremy?
Yeah, this is a really good group. Deron Foster's a running back down at South Georgia down there. He's a very good player. Already had a big role for him last year. Dynamite is just the best way to describe him. Ben Musser, he's an electric player. He's definitely got some juice to him. I don't know how else to say that. It's just he's got an electric play style to run, throw, and move. If anything, he kind of has to learn and adjust to playing quarterback and dial back a little bit of that playmaker. He's playmaker first right now. That's kind of where he is. That's probably is an area he's going to have to grow a little bit playing in that offense. But he's an exciting football player, and I'm excited to kind of see what he does. If he gets obviously he's probably going to play a lot. He may not be the starter day one, but he's going to play. That's just going to be what that's going to be. He's really good. Kelsey Adams is a guy that I've heard about for a while, and he's a massive young human being. Warren Gaston is a guy that's kind of in the spotlight today. Some of the things that were said about Warren at this same age are being said about this young man, and I can see why. He's very similar stature, play style, kind of raw as far as technique. But like I said about Tyler Ford, you at this point, these guys, you don't know what they're going to become because they're still 1 year into lifting weights, and their bodies are so big that they're just literally trying to catch up with their hands and foot and learn how to move in these big giant bodies that they have. So that's where he is right now. He's got a chance to be a special one for sure. Ethan Night Train Hauser is a special athlete. I mean, he's going to have a role for Buford this year. Everybody, when you get a guy like this, you start to bring the KJ Bolden comparisons up. I don't know that he has the same kind of electric speed that KJ had, which I don't think there are many people that do. But, immediately my head goes to Nasir McCoy as far as a comparison, a guy that is going to step into the spotlight this year. He was a lot like this at this same time last year. So I'm interested to see how they use him. If he plays receiver more, if they use him in the secondary more, because he's got really long arms, so he can play some corner, he can play some safety. And I know he will have the physicality to do what he needs to do. He's one of the top guys I've come in contact with in this class. So I've really enjoyed watching him. And Alice Ward is just smooth, man. That's the best way I can describe him. Everything he does is just flows in symmetry. He runs routes really well. He gets he goes up and makes catches, and he just comes down like he doesn't effort to do anything. So that's a really good spot for him. Probably a receiver at the next level, probably a receiver, over this next year at Walton, and that's going to be a good fit for him because they're going to throw the football around. He's going to get his opportunities to make a lot of plays early on in his high school career.
All right, y'all. So that's 20 through 16. Again, great expert analysis by Jeremy, man. He's seen a lot of these guys already. We're going to go ahead and roll 15 through 11. All right, so here we go. This one was tough, Jeremy, because Jake Godfrey should be higher. That's how elite he is. Here we got, like I said, major power 4. I'll start with him at 11. The kid is a stud. He's what I think makes North Gwinnett such a sleeper this year. And that's because they got a guy on every single level. Cole Funderburk going to Wake Forest, edge, working that first step this year. He's going to be potent. Then you look at linebacker role, Jake Godfrey, and what he can do and what they ask him to do at that linebacker role all over the field. And then Chandler Jordan on the back end. This team is going to be so good. I mean, and Jake Godfrey is one of the reasons why. Then you look at 12, Elijah Peaks, obviously going to be coming in. I think he's at Cartersville now, if I'm not mistaken. I know he played at Paulding County last year, but I think he came over to Cartersville this year. So they're going to have another dude where we talked about one of his teammates, which is Cole Crawford. So he's going to be kind of plugging up that middle, being good in run defense and also rushing the passer. And then 13, man, if y'all don't know the name Riley Drew, get to know the name Riley Drew, man. He's already drawing some big comparisons. The coaching staff at Grayson is raving about him. Jalen Bell, who's out on the podcast multiple times, the Indiana committee's raved about this kid. I mean, he's going to start for Grayson as a sophomore this upcoming year, man. And I think he's more than ready for the role. He was getting buzzed up last year when I was getting to know the 2027 class. That's special. London Goggins is another one you guys need to know. But Riley, man, he's that dude. And I think a lot of people are going to know a lot about this name here pretty soon. Katarius Mooney Gibson got a lot of playing time last year alongside Tyree Green, who's now at Buford. He's going to be the guy this year at that lead tailback role. But if you talk to head coach or talk to running back coach Jonathan Dwyer, he raves about this kid and his potential and how special he is. And he just, a quiet kid to himself, but is a thumper on the football field, man. You give him the ball, he's trying to thump you, outrun you. He's trying to do all that to you. The kid is just on another level. And then Gabe Prince, another great offensive lineman. We think one of the best ones in this class so far. Big, can move well with his feet, man. A reason why that Prince Ave offense has been so lethal, along with obviously, Aaron Filo and all the crew. But you got to have guys like this, Gabe Prince being able to protect and be able to block, the blind side, be able to, switch off and be able to, get out in the pass game and the screens and things like that.
Mooney Gibson, man, probably was. I enjoyed watching his film the most. Another capture star, legendary film, man. Capturing him, and I'm not sure what age. We say 14, 15. You not sure, but like Naj alluded to, man, that Coach Dwyer had high praise for him. Kid that I think as he grows can definitely be like a McCaffrey type style. To do everything out of the backfield, super versatile, utility Swiss Army knife. May have a smidge bit of more run power, maybe not. I may be gassing when I say more run power than Christian McCaff. And Jake Godfrey, like a missile. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna come from every which way, and then as soon as you think he's gonna come, he's gonna drop back, get that pick, and he might take it for 6. He's a linebacker in a linebacker's body, but his speed does. I think screams more than just linebacker. Special athlete. Moving on to number 12, Elijah Peaks, man, one of the best in 2027. I believe he got the B2C Born to Compete, one of those awards. We know that those athletes that get those awards, they typically go on to do big things in the football GHSA realm. So definitely keep tuned for Mr. Peaks, who's also at the Under Armour camp. He has some positive reps. He has some positive reps. Moving on to Mr. 13, Riley Drew. Special name. It fits him, you know what I'm saying? That's a star name, Riley Drew. Like you said, get some starting reps at the DB position this year for Grayson, who's on the trajectory to possibly be one of the state championship contenders. Special, man. They had the Catapult sports bras on, man. I believe he just a tick what can do report speed times under Jaden Hollywood, man. So definitely a lead corner. And Gabe Prince, man, just another big offensive lineman we like. We ain't gonna play with you in the trenches, man. He gonna move you around. So it's gonna be interesting to see how he develops moving forward. But I like this list.
Yeah, definitely. Gabe Prince, big guy, huge guy, got a lot of strength to him. So I want to see how he does. Pretty good on his feet as well. Mooney is a guy that I want to see a little bit more of. I heard a lot about him being that kill. Riley Drew, man, he's gonna be special, man. He's gonna be special. We seen him at the practice. I think it was being non-there. I think Jeremy was there too. I'm not sure. I can't remember. But he looked really good back there. Had a good. Actually, the Bacon was there too. I think had a really good pass deflection, everything. Elijah Peaks was one of the guys that I think that we should be on his list for sure. First of all, defensive tackle. I think he's more inside, but he can play a little outside as well. Jay Godfrey, I seen him last year at the stadium. I can't want to call it Georgia Dome. It's not the Georgia Dome. It's the Mercedes-Benz. Seen last year at the Mercedes-Benz at the Kirby Cal. Played really well, man. All around the field, always made his presence known. I think he gained some muscle over the summer too, man. I seen him and I was like, he looks a little bigger. So definitely looking to see how he does. What you got, Jeremy?
Yeah, this is a strong group as well, man. This group, Riley Drew's the one that has the most buzz. He'll get a lot of playing time this year. Early in the year, you're gonna see him get tested. They're gonna try him just because he's the guy that nobody knows. You've obviously got Jalen Bell that he's been out there for 4 years now, so they're not going to test him as much, but they're going to come out to Riley Drew, and it'll be his opportunity to make some big plays early. So he may be a name that by mid-season we're going to get to see a lot of, just because he's probably going to have some opportunities to have some picks and make some big plays. I really like this entire group. Mooney Gibson is like tackling a little bowling ball. I mean, he plays with that really low center of gravity as a running back. It's like trying to grab him. It's like, oh my gosh. He has the perfect coach in Jonathan Dwyer. He's very similar to what Jonathan was as a player. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Jonathan Dwyer as a running back at Georgia Tech, but you might need to go check him out because I see a lot of his game in this young man. So Gabe Prince, big tackle out of Prince Avenue. He got to rotate a little bit last year against with a veteran group. They had a lot of juniors and seniors that played for him last year, and he was pushing for playing time from day one. Really long arms. He's gonna get bigger. He's gonna get stronger over the next couple of years, but he's got really long arms, and he's already got a frame that could handle way more weight. So he's not like all these big guys. We're a year away from seeing the monsters they will become, and this young man happens to remind me a lot of for another number 77 that plays over at Fellowship Christian, Josh Petty, who's a 5-star, for most people right now. So he's got a lot of that same skill set in his game. I know I'm jumping around, but Jake Godfrey is a guy that's been it's like having a coach on the field because he's a coach's son. He talks football with his dad all the time. He loves the game. Very fast player. He's a middle linebacker, but he probably runs like an interior safety type. And he can get to some stuff that most middle linebackers can't get to. One, because of instincts and knowing and knowledge of the defense, and two, just having that straight line speed. Elijah Peaks is probably one of the most exciting young defensive linemen in the class. He's got really heavy hands, very physical, and he's, for lack of a better term, he's got a thick lower half. I mean, the moment I saw this young man as an 8th grader, I'm like, oh wow, he got like the lower half of a junior or senior in high school already. So him physically mature, he knows how to play already. He plays really well with his hands. And he can play more than one gap. He's not just a plug one gap guy. He can go play the 3 technique, go brush the passer, go out to the 5 technique if he needs to. He's a complete package as an interior defensive lineman.
100%. Again, another great takeoff analysis on, obviously, by Jeremy. So great job by him. This is our list 15 through 11. This is what we got, man. So we're excited, man. 10 through 6 is right here, man. So it's top 10. I get the popcorn ready, man. You think this is a top player in the state, man. So without further ado, let's reveal it.
Give me one. Let's go to our chat real quick. LGTV says, I know y'all don't come down the road. Jaden Watts at Flint River. Best super safety in Georgia for 2007 with no video. Definitely want to look into that. If you do want to get a video for him, let us know. We will definitely look at him. And sorry, I'm not going to try to even say your name. I want to butcher it. But you probably do. That's
not how you spell it.
Huh?
That's not how you spell it.
All right, here we go.
That's not how you spell it. It's not his name on thing. Yep. But all right, we're going to keep going. So here we go, man. 10 through 6, another difficult list to kind of come up with, man. A lot of special players on this list. One at 10, we very high on this kid, Julian Elzy, obviously at Brookwood. He's going to be one of the main kind of defenders for them this upcoming year, at least one of the notable ones, man. We got to see him at, obviously, Recruit Nega Camp over the summer, man, and he was one of the most impressive 1DB MVP. So I just like what the kid can do, man. He's physical. You could tell that he likes to hit, and then he's also a ball hawk in the air, man. Has good footwork, good technique, and I think his ceiling, man, he could be one of the top DBs, not only in the state, but let alone the country. I think that's the kind of potential he has, man. So I think he's just scratching the surface of it. At 9 is Joshua Sam Apele, obviously plays for Douglas County. He's going to be one of the reasons why they're supposed to be so explosive this year, just being able to protect DJ Bordeaux. He's already getting playing time early on, and he's going to be, playing early as a sophomore next year, obviously for Douglas County, man, expected to have a large key role for them this upcoming year. And then number 8, Jaden Worth, man, you can make the argument edge/linebacker, what he's able to do on the football field. I think he had over 144 tackles this year, 14 sacks, I think 36 tackles for loss. The kid is a stud. I mean, do that as a freshman coming in, you know what I'm saying, Similac behind your ears, man. I mean, yo, bro, that's just special, man. So this kid right here, definitely, you're going to see his name definitely within the top 15, top 20, whenever 247 or on through release their rankings. The kid is just that special. And then number 7 is crazy, man, because they said Max is already better potentially than his brother Sammy. And that's kind of crazy to think about. We know how great an elite Sammy was, who's at Clemson now, at the linebacker role, at running back. and they saying his brother might already be better. That's what I'm hearing from some experts and people. So it's crazy to think about, man. But this kid is special. From Jefferson, man, he's gonna be one of the key defenders along with Keelan Jefferson. But I expect this kid to take a big step forward this year. He's already known around the state, but I think this year you're going to see him kind of become a national name if he's not known already. That's just how special this kid is, man. And he's going to be a key reason why Jefferson gets back. And they had one of their best seasons last year, I think, since 2020, making it very deep into the playoffs. So Max Brown, man, I think will be a national name here pretty soon. And then 6, I got a chance to see him for the first time that Saturday at the Go Hustle Up 7-on-7. Jerry Andrew Beard is something special, man. I mean, just taking a short flat and being able to turn it upfield so quickly and make a defender miss and make a touchdown, that just showed a little bit of piece of what he can do. And Jeremy and also Jerome has been raving about this kid for a long time, and they seen him at Georgia Elite Classic, and I can't wait to see what he does with Prince Ave, man. I think he's going to give them just another dimension to that offense. Being a running back, I know obviously Bacon talked about Christian McCaffrey earlier, and one of the running backs kind of reminiscent of him. I think this is another kid that can do multiple things well, can block, pass protect, can get out on the edge, make defenders miss, and also good with yak yardage, and can run routes almost like a receiver, man. Kid is just next level.
100%, man. This class, I think, is just loaded with running backs, line and linemen, offensive linemen. But we got to start with Mr. LZ, man. DB baller. Like Bubba Dub say, baller. He's special, man. He's gonna make some big plays this year for Brookwood, being a young man. He's gonna emerge to the national scene soon, I believe, depending on, you know what I'm saying, if he's put in a position to make big plays, which I feel like he will be. Joshua Sam and Pele, I believe Jerome said the brother was 6'8". Once I heard he was 6'8", I said, yeah, throw him up there. Coach. It's gonna be hell to pay playing Douglas County. He got a big old line, man. Just an array of weapons, man. They're gonna be very tough to beat, man. It's definitely gonna be interesting to see them play Carrollton. Just a couple miles away from Douglas County and Carroll County. Andrew Beard's very special. Najee always there with the clips, man. He had that clip that I saw him one game, but he had that clip on Najee's phone where the brother kind of weaved through almost everybody after he caught the ball. I think it was like a little swing route. Took that thing to the crib, probably about 60, 70 yards. Special, man. Definitely another kid on Prince Ave that I got to stay locked into. Max Brown, another young man who doesn't need any introduction. When you take the weight room serious, young men, you know what I'm saying? It shows you got to be consistent, you got to be dedicated especially to play running back and linebacker. Those are definitely two positions that definitely beat you up throughout the season. So you got to make sure your body's ready, body and mind is ready for that type of grind. And Jaden Worth, versatile outside linebacker, edge, just a kid with a motor that's unmatched that you want to see at the edge, outside linebacker position. Very relentless. It's gonna got great hands. Going to give the offensive lineman's hands apart from technician in my book, and similar to Max Brown and other linebackers, just missiles, heat-seeking missiles to the ball and the quarterback.
Yeah, man. This list is getting crazier every time I look at it, man. Julian, a guy that we seen at the Mega Elite Classic, very versatile guy. Was at Parkview. I think he transferred. I believe you said that. That transferred. Really good player, man, and he got a lot of ability. Joshua Sam himself, coach is raved about this kid, man. I seen him when he was an 8th grader, and coaches kept saying, "Look at this guy, look at this guy, look at that guy." I'm like, who are you talking about? Because I don't see no freshman. And they was like, no, that's 6'8" big behemoth over there. I'm like, there's no way. So, I had to convince my boys to put him on there. Really good player. He got huge upside to him, man. He can, get a little bit more muscle with the bigness, man. He'll be a beast. Jaden Worth, I watched a little tape on him. Gives me that J.J. Watt type of vibe system, man. I like his game. Really quick off the ball. You could tell he's really good with hands. So we want to see him a little bit more. Then we got Max Brown. Again, don't need a real introduction to him because his brother Sammy, who's playing for Clemson, he's probably going to start as a freshman. They got that genetics, man, and Max does a lot of same things that his brother does. Some people might say Max is better than Sammy. That's the case. I don't even know what to say, man. Like, Sammy was really good, so we'll see. And then number 6, my guy on this list, one of my favorite guys. Watching him since he was in 8th grade. Andrew Beard, interviewed him a long time ago when he was an 8th grader. Actually, probably before that, to be honest. And I see his ability really early. And I was like, man, I got to interview this guy. I've done 3 interviews with this kid already. That's how good I think he is. Every time I see him, I have to make sure I interview him. It's not just because I want to interview him. He's always one of the best players on the field every time. Versatile, catches the ball. The backfield, that's one of his best attributes. But once you get him in open field or he finds open field, you better find a way to corner him or something because he got crazy athletic ability. His ability is crazy move off the field. I know me and Jeremy was talking about him at the last Elite Classic game. And I was like, Jeremy, tell me this kid is nice, and he was one of the best parts. And I think his team wasn't that good that night either, but he was one of those bright spots. So.
I think brother froze.
Yeah, I don't think he froze.
Well, we'll go and get your take on it, Jim.
Yeah, it's a good group. Andrew Beard's probably one of the more electric players that I've seen at running back in a while. He's very different than some of the guys that we've seen out of Georgia recently. We've had Usmani Kromas, got Bo Walker in his class coming up. He can catch the football. He almost could play receiver, and he does a lot of things for a team. He can run the ball in between the tackles. He can go outside, catch the ball. You can throw him in the slot if you need to. He's just a playmaker as a running back. Those guys are kind of in vogue right now. So, he's definitely going to be a premium guy just because of where football is going at the running back position. He fits that mold in every way, in every sense of the word. Got some great genes. Uncle Garrison Hurst is probably one of the greatest running backs I've ever watched with my 2 eyes when he was at Georgia. So big time genes there. Max Brown, speaking of genes, Max Brown, obviously his brother Sammy Brown is going to probably be a starter for Clemson at some point this year. The whole debate of if he's better than Sam, I think that's the wrong comparison. I think that's the wrong approach. I think he's a different player altogether. Even though they're brothers, they don't play very much alike. I think Max has a lot of instincts and natural football feel that a lot of players just don't have because he's not he's not the tallest guy yet, he's not the fastest guy yet, but he's always at the football when he needs to be. I can't remember which one of you I was talking to, but at the Georgia Elite Classic, it felt like the dude made every tackle. I don't know how it just look up and like, dang, Max just made that play. Oh, he made that play as well, but it was like over and over. He's gonna be one of these tackling machines that just makes plays over and over again. So not really familiar with Jaden Worth. Gotta be honest, I like his length, I like his size. Definitely a guy that's got a lot of upside. Just I don't know a lot about him, haven't seen him in person yet. Joshua Sam and Pele is a monster as far as his height, size, athleticism. So this is one of these guys that, they're clay right now. Keep building those building blocks, and we'll see what they will be come senior year, going into making a college decision because he's going to have some big programs coming after him at 6'8", 325 pounds. That's premium size. Obviously, I just talked about Warren Gaston, a little earlier. This is one of those type of body styles. A humongous young man. So, I'm sure big programs going to be out there. I know Georgia has already offered. Some other big schools are already in on this young man. So Julian Elzy is another guy that, we've heard a lot about. I think you guys kind of hit it on the head with him. He'll have a chance to be really involved in what Parkview does this year. A lot of high expectations, and he's another guy that's kind of on that path to be, Mike Matthews and Jalen Crawford and Zealous Hicks has that crew kind of left over there for this next young crop, and he's got 3 years to go out and do some great things over there at Parkview.
100%, man. Can't wait. I think this is a special group right here, just in this 10 through 6, man. All going to have their say on what Georgia high school football is going to look like over the next couple of years, man. So that's 10 through 6. Preparing our 5 through 1. So if you stayed this long, we appreciate you. Appreciate the 12 people on YouTube that's watching. Appreciate the people. I think it was up to 50 on Bacon's Twitter page. I've seen up to like 30, 35 on Jerome. So appreciate y'all tuning in, man. Now it's time for the 5 through 1.
Yes, sir. So with the 5, 4, 2, 1, we're going to do each one individually. So let's do number 5.
Yes, sir, man. So this is my guy right here, man. Teddy Gerard. Like I said, I think he's one of the best quarterbacks in the 2027 class in the country. I did not stutter. In the country. This kid, his mental processing. I challenge any recruiting writer, any media, go visit North Cobb Christian and just have a talk with the young man. You can already see that he's leaps and bounds ahead of his competition, how he thinks, how he looks on the football field, where he wants to go with the football. The kid is going to be special, already holds offers from Wisconsin, Georgia State, and more. Led North Cobb Christian to their best season in program history, to their first ever region title last year. The kid is the next level, man. I think y'all going to see it this year. His dad has prepared him since he was little, getting him the training he needs, man. Can make any throw on the football field, super accurate with the football. And one thing I like too, I mean, maybe every quarterback does it, but he challenges guys to get better. Now, one thing I want to point out before I throw it to you guys to answer, you don't see a lot of guys as young as he is. Remember, he's going to only be a sophomore this year. He's working with the young guys and the veterans, making sure they got the timing, the chemistry, all that right. I seen it at spring practice when I went to go see that program. And he's making sure that, hey, man, maybe you need to hit this out, hit it this way. It's teaching them on the field while he's there. So he's literally a coach on the field, man. Everything you ask for, getting extra reps, man, with the receivers in time. And you can just tell the kid wants it, man, and he wants to be great. Some guys are just uber talented, Jeremy and Bacon, but this guy I think he gets everything on the football field of what he's supposed to be. And I think that's what's going to make him elite and going to be one of the best prospects in the country.
Yeah, 100%. I agree. I saw his film. He's a gamer, man. Got the ability to make broken plays, something roll out the pocket, kind of sidearm and check it for like 15, 20 yards. So elite arm talent. We got the makeup, as Nah just alluded to, as leader. Attention to details. He's definitely a quarterback. It's going to have a bright future. The question is, man, will he stay put in North Cobb Christian? I know. I'm kind of honest. Think so?
Yeah, I don't think he goes anywhere.
Right here first, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, he's a guy that I didn't know a lot about before these guys told me. I didn't even know there was a North Cobb Christian, to be honest. You guys know I'm kind of new to Georgia, so I'm still trying to figure out all these schools. We got so many schools down here. But looking at some of the tape, man, he can be something, man. He can be something. Yeah, he got a great arm. Very accurate on the deep pass. Look poised, especially for a young guy. Some guys look kind of jittery back there. Hey, some kids couldn't be as confident as he is, but like look kind of jittery back there. He looks poised. He looks like he commands the offense. He looks like he can, stand back there and explain it at such a young age, man. He's the truth. I like him. I want to watch more. Maybe that could be one of the teams I visit this year.
You like that?
Yeah. Definitely a guy that's, I haven't really had the opportunity to speak with yet, but I've been watching him from afar, and I'm, definitely really excited about his arm talent. Got good size already, and he's already kind of taking those lumps of being he was a freshman starter. He didn't necessarily blow you away with his stats, but you could see the building blocks of him getting better throughout the season. He's one of those guys that, like you were saying, Naj, that seems to really learn the game and really speak the game really well. So, anytime you see a guy like that, this is a big year for him just to kind of see where that next level can be potentially. So, got a lot of upside. He'll be a national recruit for sure. Got a lot of size, got a lot of ability, and got arm talent. So, maybe he'll take that next step here in his sophomore year.
And the crazy part, for move on to 4, he grew from 5'8", Jeremy. When we seen him in December, he is 6'2" now.
That's tough.
All right, go on to
6
number
inches.
4.
All right, at number 4, you got my guy, Braden Tyson.
And you can make the argument this guy could even potentially be number 1. I mean, that's how special he can be. Hit the ground running week 1 last year as a freshman, a true freshman for Brookwood. Won Corky Kell Offensive Player of the Game, man. Just that special. Had nearly 100 yards rushing, was just an absolute bell cow. So he's going to be a staple for this Brookwood offense next year. Kid is special. I mean, he already feels like he's a pro-level player with just how he gets the game. His dad getting him right. D'Angelo Tyson, formerly of the Ravens. Just can do a lot of things well, man. Special talent. One of the best running backs, I think, without a doubt, in this class, man. And he's been special since he's been little, man. And he's going to be one of those guys you see play not only on Saturdays, but possibly even Sundays.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, this is a phenom athlete, man. Definitely spectacular. Maybe top 2, maybe top 3 in the nation when it's all said and done. This kid's special, man. Like we've talked about every other back in the chat. Can do it all, versatile, run you over, catch the ball, make some tough catches. If you go watch his huddle film, it's spectacular. So, man, ladies and gentlemen, this brother can be not the 3, not the 2, but the UNO in the country by the time it's all said and done, man. So shout out to Braden Tyson, man, and what they got going on at Brookwood.
Yeah, I understand. I'm huge on this guy. I actually went him at number 1 on my list. He's number 1 on my list. Seen him last year at the Corky Kell, Corky Cup kickoff game in the Benz last year, and he really impressed me. So much so that I had to make sure I give him the photo that you see right now. It's actually his profile photo. He still has my photo on his profile. That's pretty cool. But man, he was a baller, man. He had I think 100-something yards, running over dudes, this and that. And I'm like, yo, who is this kid? Like, I'm thinking I thought he was like a Justin Hayes or something like that. Like, is that his little brother or something? Like, no. Oh, Jesus, dude, this dude is big, strong, fast, and only had a person doing that stuff to the seniors last year. He was running over seniors last year. So I personally would have loved him at number 1, but I'm happy with him at least being in the top 5. Like Bacon said, he is a phenom athlete. I actually was surprised that he was a phenom athlete. I even knew it. Really good player. Can do it all, man. Can do it all. So my number 1 in my heart.
Yeah, this is a really good football player. He just walked right into high school and he was the feature back. Been nothing short of spectacular. He may have a little bit of a role on defense this year just because he's such a really good athlete that you don't want him standing over there and not doing anything when he could be helping your defense as well. His father was a defensive lineman at Georgia and in Baltimore Ravens in the NFL for a couple of years. So he's got some of that in his background. I know he wants to play running back. Very physical guy. He punishes defense. He's one of those throwbacks. He's not an extremely tall guy yet, but he's one of those that just over 3 hours, you just get tired of tackling that load that he's about 220 pounds, 230 pounds already, and he just wears you out. So this is another guy that's really mature physically already, but I'm excited to see what he starts to add to his game as far as catching the ball, getting a little more speed in the open field, because that was something I thought he might have struggled with a little bit. He would get in the open field and he wouldn't have that next gear to go get the touchdown. So that's kind of that next growth for him. Very, very dominant high school football player over the next couple of years for sure, if he stays healthy.
All right, let's get to number 3.
Yes, sir. All right, so number 3 is J.R. Harris, man. Played obviously with Coach Ballard in his 7-on-7 team, man. And I got a chance to see him for the first time there, man. I was really impressed with what he was able to do, how quick he gets rid of the ball, how pinpoint accurate he is as well. I just think a player that's just scratching the surface of his potential, man. He led them to one of their best seasons since 1984. That's Central Carrollton Lions with Coach Brown. And, I know obviously their running back gets a lot of praise. He made our top 26 list as well. That's Jonas Walton. But, him being at the helm along with that deep receiving core, I think they're going to be right back there competing, contending up top, obviously in their classification this year. The kid is special. I think one of the best quarterbacks in this class. I've said that about him and Teddy. But the kid's just next level, man. I think, he's only just getting started, man. And I think he does a lot of things well on the football field.
It's cold. It's a cold, cold brother right here, man. Anytime you can run around, improvise, run down the field, kind of slow down, run over the defender, and be a quarterback, and you still throw the ball on the rope. I just think his game spoke for itself, and that's why he's on this list, man. J.R. Harris is a baller. He's a playmaker. He's everything you want. So keep his name in mind.
Yeah, man. JR, hustle Inc. guy. I'm around hustle Inc. a lot. Very efficient throwing the ball. I didn't even know he was a freshman last year, which is crazy. Go like a grown man, as you can see from pictures. There's a running theme with these sophomores, the 2027s coming in. A lot of them are growing up faster than they probably should look. So they develop it faster. And I think you're gonna see a lot of these guys kind of develop even more after that, which is a good thing for them. That's gonna generate a gene trait for him. But yeah, he a good thrower of the ball, very accurate. I don't think he takes risks when he throws, which is a good thing sometimes. And he gets the ball down the field. He do what he got to do. I can see why Hustle Inc. was so successful when he was quarterback, because he didn't turn the ball over much. And if you don't turn the ball over much, not much defense can do. Outside of maybe stopping them early for the six. But this guy, very smart, cerebral player so far. Can't wait to see him grow.
Yeah, I think you guys nailed it with JR. Mr. JR Harris here. He's one of those electric playmakers at the quarterback position. A lot of what I was saying about Ben Musser applies here, just with more experience, a little more experience doing it, and again at a higher level, just with Hustle Inc. His Hustle Inc. background. Tony Ballard has been high on this young man for the last 2 years. So anytime you get that Tony Ballard stamp, to me, that's a big deal, because he's really he's a really good coach. He really knows his stuff at the quarterback position. He's worked with Julian Lewis, Gunnar Stockton, Georgia quarterback right now. A lot of those guys have come through and worked with Tony, so he believes in this young man. So that, to me, tells me a lot about his ability level. Haven't had the chance to see him play a football game yet in person with pads, but I've watched him in 7-on-7 for the last few years. Really like the touch he puts on the ball. Really like the ability to run around and make plays and make smart plays. It's one thing to be running around and doing all kind of crazy stuff just to be doing it, but he does it with a purpose, and I think that's something he has a knack for it, and it's something that will continue to grow, and he'll be able to play more on schedule over the next couple of years. He's got a great running back in John Ellis Watson over there, so that's a pretty dangerous duo, that they've been able to pick up over there.
100%. Another great analysis by Jeremy, going into more detail about JR, seeing him up close and personal. So that's number 3. Let's get to number 2, my guy. Whew. All right, there he is. It's hard to put him at number 2, but one, you're going to be like, okay, I see what you're talking about, man. But this kid right here, Damian Guyton, I got to say it like that. Damian Guyton, kid is just different, bro. Like, doing what he did as a freshman alongside Elijah Griffin from Savannah Christian. Bro, I heard, man, there was teams over there. They was like, yo, I don't know how we going to stop, how we going to game plan against them two. Them two is wrecking balls. You know what I'm saying? So, kid just flashed the potential, man. You already see right now, he's already kind of chiseled up, muscled up. I can imagine what he looked like now. I know he's been working this offseason, and then he's been probably adding to the top patch rush moves, man. This kid just roll the tape, bro. Something special. I seen him up close in person for the first time in the state championship game against Cedar Grove, and even though that offensive line was good, he was giving them a little bit of problems too. They had to run different things to kind of pull him off. So that kid is like that. He's special, and the reason why he's number 2, you can't make the argument number 1. This kid is one of the top players in the country.
Yeah, man, he's number 2 for a reason, man. He got to send the double team his way. He gonna wreck your game, man. No lie, ain't no doubt about it. The brother's special, man. Strong. You know what I'm saying? This anything you want a defensive line, man. Special. Like I said, put 2 men on him, or he gonna have your whole game plan in a tizzy. Simple as that, man. What you got, Jay?
Man, I wish I looked like him when I was his age, bro. Like,
I wish I looked like him today.
yo,
I'd go walk on with the Falcons right now.
Yeah, bro. He looked like a Greek statue, man. And you know, he's only a sophomore. That's crazy. I don't know what they see in this man, but keep giving it to him because he not only that he's as big as he is, he's a beast, man. Like I said about some of the other guys, he's a sophomore playing against seniors and making seniors go back, you know, and he'll get in front of anybody. He won't get nervous. He a dog. He'll call you. Hey, I'm gonna run you over, and you know, get to that quarterback, man. He is relentless. He got that motor. The motor on him is insane. So you know, he reminds me of a young Jabron Curse. You know, as far as how he builds and everything like that. Yeah. He's a beast, man. He's a beast. So I definitely want to see a little bit more out of him this year. See what he can do because somebody's gonna get a real good one. Somebody's gonna get a real good one. Yeah,
I'm gonna try not to go too much hyperbole with this one because this guy is special. Like I don't know how it's to really to say it without going too deep, but like this is a special one. This is one that could be the number 1 player in the high school class, go to college anywhere he wants to, and goes number 2 or 3, number 1 in the NFL draft. That's where I think this young man's upside is. I mean, he doesn't have a hole. There's not a hole in this game, and this is as a freshman. I mean, he's got the body, probably 6'4", 6'3" right now, probably 235, 240 pounds, probably runs 4.5, 4.4, 4.6, somewhere in there. And somewhere in there, that's elite. That's an elite edge guy. He could stand up and play on the edge while also then turning his head and going and running and get the quarterback. He can put his hand in the dirt. There's not a single thing on defense that this young man can't do other than play in the secondary. And I'm not sure he can't do that. So this is one of those special ones. A lot of schools are already after him. He's built of the right stuff. I've had the opportunity to talk to this young man once or twice already. And he's an impressive interview as well. He's the complete package. This will probably be one of the best prospects we've seen in the state of Georgia in a very, very long time, just at the edge position. He's a special one, and he has an opportunity to be a great one. So,
Lord, Jeremy with high praise. Lord. Yeah. Yes, sir, man. So if y'all know the name, Damian Guyton. Every time I see his name, that's how I'm gonna say it. Damian Guyton. That's how good he is, man. So every time we see him, that's how I'm gonna say his name, man. Kid is special. That's number 2. So drum roll, please, Jerome. Drum roll, please. Number 1. Woo!
Yes,
there
sir.
He is, right there. We got the wrong name.
Let me fix that real quick.
Yep. While he fixes that.
We got a lot of NFL kids on this list.
Yeah.
Good touch.
This 2027 class has a chance to be a really good one.
Yes.
Especially at the premium position. We're talking about 2 guys, these top 2. It's hard to get those types of guys these are the guys you see go high in the draft because there's probably about 15 human beings on earth that can do what they do. 100%. And they end up making $200 million because they can do what they can do. And then you talk about the big guys like the Tyler Fords, the Samuel Impele, Kelsey Adams. That group of guys is, even Gabe Prince. Those guys do premium things. So it's like it's going to be really hard to find those guys. And this class has a wealth of that opportunity, that ability as well. And you see it with this 2025 class. I mean, Elijah Griffin, Justice Terry,
Breeze,
Josh Petty. I mean, there's a lot of premium CJ Wiley, Travis Smith. Like these are guys that don't grow on trees, and they make they're at positions that if you have a good one, it change. I mean, even at quarterback, Julian Lewis. You start. It's hard to find these players, and Georgia has a bevy of them in the 2025 class. It's 2027 class. It looks like it has a chance to be similar as far as impact and value goes.
100%. Great take by Jeremy, man. But we are ready for number one. So we do the drum roll as we did a little bit earlier. Number one player is
boom.
There you go. David DJ Jacobs, man. You talk to any pundit in the state, they have rave reviews about this guy. My experience, I seen him up close. I just want to give y'all a little walkthrough. All right, give y'all a little walkthrough. They played Marist. If you know anything about Marist and Alan Chadwick, the head coach, they're going to run that rock. Okay? They're going to run it. A lot of guys you see, man, they play the edge. They don't like do all that tackling. You know what I'm saying? They want to sack the quarterback. This guy was still sticking his head in, hitting the big fullback, hitting the running back, hitting the quarterback. Didn't care, man. Kid's already about 6'3", 6'4". Absolute dude. His dad played. You can see those jeans he got on him. Kid is special, man. If Les Trinity can keep this one, man, they're going to be in contention for a while. Still got another 3 years going into this season, man. The kid just, whatever you want him to do on the football field, kid can do, man. He's special. He might get even a little bit of playing time on the side of the ball this year. That's how he is, man. So, hey, watch out for DJ Jacobs. Next level player, next level athlete, man. And again, to Jeremy's point about LaDainian Guyton, I think this guy right here will be playing on Sundays, man.
Nah, 100%. Once I saw his makeup, his frame, and how he bends getting around the corners, I was like, yeah, man, I like LaDainian, but DJ is he just to me right now, so I had to go with him, man. It's just a freak athlete, like Jeremy said. Not too many athletes are going to be that big, that size, and have that type of speed, acceleration, and get off, man. So that's why we got Mr. Jacobs here and Mr. Number One, Mr. UNO.
Yeah, man. DJ is definitely a player I want to watch a little bit more. I definitely want to cover Blessed Trinity a little bit, but his tape screams out to you, man. I like Guyton slightly better, but consistent. So these guys had him number one. I had him number two. It's all good, but like really good player, man. He's a beast. He can play all across our defensive line. I do like that part about him as well. So I think he's going to be a dog. What you think, Jeremy?
I mean, these two are going to be connected for a while because they're both. This is another really special athlete. I mean, very special at what he does. Very fast, very, very athletic, very long, great genes. Obviously, his father played at Georgia. He's trained him. He's worked with him a long time, so he has a lot of his, fingerprints already imprinted on this young man. So he's made of the right stuff as well. I've had the opportunity to talk to him quite a bit, actually, just being around the city of Atlanta a lot. And this young man's made of the right stuff. He's gonna have 4.0 GPA. He's going to be in the classroom. He's going to be one of those guys that leads by example. He's going to be one of those guys that's going to be on time to every meeting. He's going to be yes, sir, no, sir. He's going to be a high character individual. And to me, if you're going to say, hey, I'm going to invest the number one pick in someone, okay, I got to be able to check those boxes. That part of his game, we can talk about the athleticism. There's great. But that part of his game is what, to me, makes him, okay, this is a guy that you start projecting the physical traits. And then you're like, okay, well, the character's there too. And you're going to go, and this is going to be a complete package as well. As much as I, didn't want to get into hyperbole about LaDainian Guyton, or as Nas says, Guyton, this young man is also another special one that has a chance to play on Sunday, play for a long time, just because he's one of those 1% athlete type of guys that can do things that, not a lot of human beings can do. At 6'5", it would have been, he actually plays a little more as a stand-up guy at this moment, just being able to stand up. I mean, I was at a camp 2 weeks ago, and he was playing in the slot covering receivers. So he can do that kind of thing. Now over time, he's going to add weight, simply just by age. And I mean, if you know anything about his father was an interior defensive line. They're very similar in stature. His dad was about 6'5", 6'4". So if he gets to 225, 230, okay, now we're talking about, a complete package as a pass rusher because he'll have the speed, he'll have technique, he'll have length to be able to go and get the quarterback. And this is a guy that'll be a 10 sack guy as soon as this year, probably in high school. So very, very intriguing prospect. Both of these guys, LaDainian and DJ, are elite athletes at the edge position for sure.
Certainly. Great impression right there by Jeremy, too. Shout out to him. I love it, man. But that is our top 27 list, man. I hope y'all enjoy it. We always get great feedback. We're going to get Jeremy's thoughts on it before we let him go in just a second. But, man, we love the list, man. This list went so crazy just putting it out that we was going to do this, that we got people want the Alabama edition. Yes, Jeremy. Alabama edition. I was like, okay. I was like, we're going to have to do some research. You know what I'm saying? We know some guys, but we're going to get some research in, man. So we're thinking about starting with 26 since 25 is kind of solidified already. So I think 26 is where we're going to start. And then maybe as the season goes, we'll do a 27 or something like that. But we might do an out-of-state edition here pretty soon. So y'all stay tuned for that, man. I hope y'all enjoyed this list. Shout out to all the players that made it. For the players that didn't, around the cusp of making it, do your thing this season and go ball out. And you might get the call to get that free Phenom merch. All right? You get the call. Go ahead, do it one time. You ball, you get the call. Get that. Let me get that.
You ball, you get the call, Jake.
You
off the Nokia.
Yes, sir. Well, let's throw it to Jeremy. Jeremy, give us an honest. Give us an honest assessment, though, Jeremy. What would you rate that list? Scale. You can do scale 1 to 10, or you give us a grade A, B, C, D. What you rate that?
I mean, I think y'all definitely nailed that one. I mean, I would give it a really strong 10 just because, 2027 class is, a lot of those young men did not get an opportunity to play yet. And then you have some guys that just have developed and had the opportunity and have been thrust into an opportunity where they're going to play a lot. And you guys have done a lot of work. I know I've seen you guys pretty much at everything I've been at. So you've been at camps and seen some of these guys as they've progressed, in the off season and, being a part of 7-on-7 and going to camps. And so, some of these guys that people may not know as household names on the high school level yet are, beginning to have the opportunities here just because you guys were able to see them early and see them in camp. So salute to you guys for doing the groundwork and getting this right, because there are a lot of really good guys that I don't think, the general public know yet. There were a few that I personally had never heard of yet. So, that's salute to you guys for doing that and putting in the work to be able to do this the right way. I think you guys nailed it for sure.
Appreciate that.
Sage.
Real quick, I want to give a quick shout out to Mr. Max Brown, watching this right now. He sees his name at number 7. Says he's blessed to be the number 1 linebacker and number 1 player in Jordan. Thank you. So appreciate that, man. See you guys watching. So if you are watching, let us know that you're watching. We do appreciate the love back, man.
100%, man. This is why we make this list, man. It always does well with the kids, man, especially the parents. So y'all want to do more lists like this in the future, stay tuned. We might have some more awards, postseason awards here for the pod in general. Still working out details on that, man, but stay tuned for that. You might hear your name as Offensive Player of the Year. You never know, and get some free Phenom merch. So that's why I said, if you ball, you won't get the call. So it seems that I know what we saying, man. But I'm gonna throw it to the fellas if they got any questions for Jeremy. We know he's the Georgia expert. They got a lot of guys. We got to see John Tavis this past week, man. We feel like Jeremy's the Georgia pro before we let him go. We know he's a busy guy, but I throw it to you fellas if you got any more questions for Jeremy before he goes.
Jeremy, what are you most looking forward to with this upcoming season?
At the high school level or college level?
High school.
Oh man, there's so many good games this year. Like there's some games where some of these teams down south are going to come up here. I'm excited to see Blessed Trinity take on Savannah Christian. That's going to be a good early season matchup that you'll get to see LaDainian Guyton and DJ Jacobs on the same football field. So that's going to be one. And then some of these like early like non-region games are going to be intriguing. Like Prince Avenue plays. They played Blessed Trinity early in the year, so there's going to be some opportunities to see some of these guys that we don't necessarily see a lot because we live in the the Atlanta area. Todd Robinson will be up here when he plays South Gwinnett, I believe, like week 2 or 3. That that's going to be exciting. He's one of the most exciting football players in the state of Georgia. I mean, regardless of where he's ranked recruiting wise, and he's going to go play defense in Georgia, but I'm going to go watch a high school football game. Todd Robinson might be one of the most exciting players in the state. Just running the ball, passing the ball, a little bit of everything for Valdosta, that quarterback. They put a lot on him, and he responds, by doing a lot in return. So I'm looking forward to seeing some of those games. Obviously, you get later in the year, you'll get to see the Carrolltons, you get to see the Westlakes and the Woodward Academies, the Miltons. Those teams will be there. There will be teams we'll all see a lot. So, but I'm kind of looking forward to seeing some of these teams that I don't see a lot from down south.
Before I throw it back to Jerome, I do want to say Jeremy has actually put me up on Game of Valdosta, man. A team I got real high in 6A, in my humble opinion. And I agree with Jeremy. I think they could be a team that could make it to the semifinals, man. Like when you look at their team in totality, and what they got with Deron Foster, and then obviously, as he said, Todd Robinson. And this is a team, and I talked to them in Macon. You're not just going to be running the ball this year. Like they looking to throw the ball, as their head coach said. And I think we look at the talent perspective, all the weapons they got, and then how physical they want to be on the defensive side of the ball. And they got a shutdown corner in Jalen Copeland, who I know obviously Jeremy's talked a lot to. Like Valdosta, like you better bring your chin strap. You better be ready to play, man, because them boys are gonna come at you, man. And I really think they're gonna have a special year this year. I could just feel it talking to the coach. I've watched some film on some of these players, and a matchup I got circle probably won't be at a 10. Camden County, Valdosta. Ooh, I know that's down south, and I know they near Jacksonville, Camden, but them two teams going at it. Woo, man, Elias Williams and what they got going, and they running back crew. That's gonna be a heck of a game.
It's gonna be very physical. I mean, like you said, Valdosta is one of the more. They're one of the most physical teams I saw in the padded camp season this year. You hear them like you at a camp and you kind of looking and watching over here, yada yada yada, talking. You hear them. They constantly making noise. It's either they pass making noise, they talking, they getting physical. There's a lot of scuffle. There's a lot of chippings that team plays with just because. I mean, they're not the biggest team. They're not the fastest. They're strong. They gonna come hit you though. That's one thing I can tell you. Before you ever play a snap against Valdosta, I'm gonna go ahead and let you know they're gonna hit you. Get ready that night. They're gonna hit you. That's the way they built. That's the way that whole culture is down there. If you haven't met Shelton Felton, their head coach, really good brother, man. That man he really coaches his butt off down there. He got those boys ready to play. Really good guy to talk to. Knows a lot of football. So definitely appreciate him when he opens the doors for me when I go down that way. So definitely one of the more exciting football programs in the state.
100%. You said you traveled down? Go ahead, John.
No, real quick. I don't know if you've seen Jeremy, if you've been paying attention to X since you've been on here, but Dylan Pilates just committed to USC.
Yeah. Big flip for USC. I know that's been, he's been rumored to be flipping to a couple places throughout his process. I know obviously Florida State was a big target at one point, Auburn, and then you had Tennessee made a run here lately, and then USC got him out on campus last week, and things went the way they've gone, and he's now a USC Trojan commit. I mean, Jaden Perlotte is a really good football player, so USC is getting a really good football player that he can do a lot of different things on defense, especially in that scheme they have. I mean, it's going to be like a really good fit for him. So, I mean, that's kind of what it is at this point of year. You guys get on campus, and it's crunch time, so you got to start making decisions, and that's a big one for USC for sure.
100%. I gotta ask you, brother. Juan Gadsden's commitment is Friday. Per the site that you work for on 3, I got him leaning towards the Dogs. You know what I'm saying? If you can, could you provide us any intel, any double fisted scoops, you know what I'm saying, for us and the viewers alike?
I don't think anyone knows. I mean, that's kind of that's kind of the scoop. I mean, the scoop is that nobody actually knows anything because Juan's playing really close to the vest. Had a chance to talk with him yesterday. We had a good laugh a couple times just because he's taking it right down to I think he's taking it right down to Friday, man. I think obviously Georgia's been a program that's been on him really heavy, but I think Tennessee and Oregon have just as good of a shot. I don't think it's a runaway. Hey, Georgia's the obvious choice, even though they've been he's been a big priority for them. I know Tennessee's had him as a priority as well. So that's going to be an interesting one for sure. It's going to be one that we probably will not know what's going to happen until he steps on that stage on I guess Friday night. He even joked with me that as I said in my story earlier, he kind of said, I'm gonna wake up on the morning of my commitment and just pick a school. And I genuinely believe that's what he's gonna do. So we'll see. We'll see what happens there. Whoever gets him is getting a really good player, though. That's a special talent as a he'll be a tackle at 6'8", 350 pounds. That's a large human being.
And then last thing, but for me, I just want to get your take on Jontavius Wyman in the loaded defensive backfield. Shout out to Ethan, bro.
Appreciate you tuning in, Swear. I got you, bro. Keep doing your thing, bro. I see you, bro. Keep balling. I see you, bro.
Do you think Jontavius? How do you feel like he just fits into the crowded DB room, and how do you think he fares just along the others? We think obviously we rave about him all the time. We think he's elite, one of the guys. So what's your opinion?
Yeah, I mean he got speed, so he gonna fit in at Georgia. I mean everybody in that room can run, and if you can't run, you got to find somewhere to be because every one of those guys that Georgia has on that roster, I guarantee you they can run because that is a high priority. And Jontavius can run; he can really run. So yeah, that's kind of the prerequisite. Also, you're gonna be physical. Jontavius has that Jonesboro swagger about him. Yeah. I know he will come up and he will put some pads on you, and that's what you have to do to be able to play at Georgia. And I think he's a guy that's a big get for Georgia because he's an in-state guy. Also, he loves Georgia. Also, he can run and he will tackle. So, I think the upside for him is the sky's the limit with him just because he's got so much speed and he's got so much ability, but he's 6'1.5", almost 6'2" already. He's gonna add some weight over the next couple of years, and he's got a lot of potential, man. I think Georgia got a quiet steal there. I don't think people nationally have come to grips with how big of a get that was for Georgia. Just with him being a Jonesboro guy that kind of played quarterback his freshman year, and they're not on TV. They're not a team we see in the spotlight a lot. But yeah, that whole little trio over there of Jontavius, Redding, and Jamar Owens, that group's special, man. And the sky's the limit for all three of them.
Certainly. Before we let you go, Jeremy, give us a preseason primer, man. We know fall camp is starting. We know you cover the Bulldogs. So give us a win projection, man. What side of the ball or what position group you most excited to see this upcoming season?
Oh, man.
Yeah. I'll have it.
I mean, I think it'll look a lot like it's looked the last couple of years. I mean, you're always going to look at the games. Alabama's going to be – I don't think Georgia's just going to walk into Tuscaloosa and just force win like everyone kind of has. I don't know if people have really, been paying attention, but Alabama beat Georgia in January. Like that didn't happen 5 years ago. That happened in January. Right. So in December, actually. No, December. That was why Georgia did not go to the college football playoffs because they lost to Alabama. So until they go into Tuscaloosa and just take care of that, that's one that will always be circled for both teams. Texas is going to be a tough one. Texas is a tough one. They have a lot of expectations. They got a great quarterback in Quinn Ewers. Got a lot of speed on the outside. Obviously, a guy that we've probably seen here in Georgia. Isaiah Gibson's moved over there. Not Isaiah Gibson. Isaiah Bond. Sorry, Isaiah. Had a lot of speed. So they're going to be a tough team. Very big team. Very physical team. Both sides of the football. So that's going to be Georgia's litmus test early in the year. They got to go out there to Austin. I don't think by any means losing one of those 2 games kills Georgia's season like it has in the past, blah, 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 because of the playoff. But that's going to be a litmus test, both of those 2 weeks. And then the Ole Miss game and the Tennessee games are games that, we'll see what they, you got to go to Oxford and then you get Tennessee at home. So those are the 4 landmines, if you will. The opener against Clemson is always going to be dicey. It's an opener. It's a neutral field site against a good opponent, physical team in Clemson that, they got a lot to prove this year. So that's going to be a good matchup. Position groups. I'm gonna go with 2. I'm gonna say the wide receiver group because I feel like that group has been, I want to say disrespected, but Georgia lost Lad McConkey and they lost I'm blanking on his name. What's my guy?
A receiver.
Brock Bowers, and then obviously there was another receiver they lost and went to the NFL as well. Oh man, I cannot believe I'm blanking on his name right now. Marcus Rosemary Jackson.
There you go.
Tough name to
remember. Guy that definitely was a little underappreciated because he was always in the right spot. Anytime he needed a big play, he made them. With Lad McConkey did. We all know what those 3 guys did at Georgia. But they're gonna have to find guys to replace that. And they got a couple new guys, Kobe Young, Aaron Smith needs to kind of step into a 3 role, and that whole group's gonna be fun to watch. And they got an opportunity to have some big plays without obviously not having Brock Bowers. You got to find someone else to get those touches. So Oscar Depp's a good tight end, and he's a big time player as well. So we'll see what happens there. And then quarterback, man, Carson Beck has the opportunity to be one of the best quarterbacks in college football. Been in college 5 years now. He's a grown man. So he's added some size, and he's got a lot of experience. Played 13 games last year, 14 games last year. So it's his turn to be, the man per se. So I feel like that's kind of where the excitement will be, especially early in the year.
There it is, man. Again, this is the Georgia expert, man. So y'all go get at him, man. I mean, this guy covers on the level, but I know he slept on, what I'm saying, as far as covering the team. But I'm telling you, man, whenever I share me a question about Georgia, give me some good intel, man. So again, you need this a recruiting guy. This guy knows football, okay? Played sport, knows. All right, y'all get at him, man. I love hearing from one of the most knowledgeable brothers that I know, and love having that playful banter with him on the college football realm. One more, we'll let you go, man. It's really the last one.
Okay.
Who do you see making the college football playoff this year? Like, give me like 4 teams you like, okay, they're locks. Yeah, I know it's kind of tough. That's why I want you to do 12. Just give me like 4 locks. Like, man, yeah, they going to make it some way, somehow, whether that's winning the conference or not.
4 locks. I think Ohio State's one.
Yup.
I mean,
suck it up, Jerome.
Yeah, Ohio State's a lock. Sorry, Jerome. I know how you get down, and I know this hurts to hear, but that's a good situation up there in Columbus. Oregon, I think Oregon's a lock. I don't know that they'll win the conference, but they'll be one of the best 12 in the bunch. Georgia, I think we talked about the schedule. They'll have those landmines that if they navigate them with any success, they'll be fine. Who's the 4th lock? Trying to think of the conferences. You know what? I'm going to go Clemson. I'm going to go Clemson because I think Clemson playing this game against Georgia early in the year will get a good finding out of who they are. You look at their roster, look at their defense. I think their defense will be able to keep them in some games that they may not have the firepower necessarily that early in the year. And I think Cade Klubnik will take his strides this year. He's played a lot of football already at Clemson. He's now been a starter for a whole year, and he played that freshman year a lot. So this is his opportunity to step up. And if things don't go right with Cade Klubnik, I mean, Christopher Vazina is very talented as well. So they have quarterback play that could get it done. I mean, I think I could easily substitute Clemson and say Florida State. I mean, to me, those 2 are probably going to be the lock. because I think that'll probably be the champion of the ACC. And I'll give you one more. Man, I'm trying to think of the Pac-12. I mean, not Pac-12, the Big 12. I don't know why, but I really like Utah. I really like what's going on at Utah. Cam Rising was a guy that got hurt and missed a lot of last year, but he had a really good year 2 years ago. He's back. That's a really physical football team. They quietly just do their business out there and win games. So you mess around and win 10, 11 games this year, and you're in the top 12. So to me, that's about as lockable as it gets, because I can book Utah for 9, 10 ball games a year at this point.
That's a good take.
I like it. You surprised me with the Clemson pick, though, Michael. You surprised me with the Clemson pick, but I like it. All right, Jerome, we got any more questions, man, before we let him go? No, his brother got to work.
Jerome said he's still upset about the take. Yeah. Hey, it's okay, man. It's okay, because I see you got your Eagles hat on. We can talk about the birds got to get on birds in week 2. So we're gonna have some issues that week. I'm gonna go ahead and let you know.
They quad.
I don't know what that means, but I know we coming to put 30 on.
What this
Because Cuz Kurt is coming. He coming.
Come on now.
Cousin Kurt
stepping through the throws. Come on, boy.
Yes,
Play with Kurt.
Kirk Chains.
Kurt goes.
Nice.
All right, bro, leave this out, man.
Well, man, that's going to do it for us today, man. We appreciate every last one of you guys. Before we get off, I do want to get one more shout out that we got tonight. Let's see real quick, so let me share my screen.
Don't play with it. Don't play with it. Don't play with it.
There you go.
And shout out to our boy Raleigh Drew, watching as well. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being able to give that shout out. We like this position right there that he has right there. And hey, man, keep balling out. Keep doing your thing, my guy. Sure. Yes, sir. So that's going to do it for us today, guys. I thank you guys for checking this out.
Wait, we done?
Huh?
We done?
I mean, we're about to hit 2 hours.
Okay, I thought we was going to hit that. I know we was going to let Jeremy go. I thought we was going to hit like 2 more topics, be done.
All right.
They man, we, man.
All right.
Hey.
You have a great night, man. A lot going on, but we appreciate you doing it always. I know me and you gonna be trash talking this season. You and your Georgia guys and all that crap. But and you mess with my Michigan guys, even though we're on a slightly slower, slightly lower rate this year. We'll see how it goes. I'm guys, so. But we'll definitely catch up, Jeremy, and we'll definitely see you guys for Michelle's class.
Likewise, man. I'm sure I'll see you here in a few weeks. I know it's that time, so we bump into each other a lot. So.
Well, once again, guys, that is Jeremy Johnson. Thank you so much for getting on. You can't give me the horns, man. What's up, man?
Jeremy is so funny, bro. Hey, man. I don't know if he's still in the backstage. If he is, hey, man, somebody get that man a pie, bro. Let that man get a pie, bro.
Real talk. Real talk.
Hey, bro, somebody, I know he got contractual obligations and everything, man, but somebody needs to get a pie with that. Like, that show would be so funny, bro. It's him and somebody else, bro. Like, he natural for it, dog.
Yes.
I agree.
He is star.
You know what I'm saying? Star, man. So, but that's all we got for that, man. Let's go ahead. We got 9 to 2, so yeah, we floating on almost 2 hours.
100%.
So, just a quick recap. We all were at the Jonesboro Media Day. So, y'all, look, if you want to know what happened, my YouTube page, Bacon Network, Inside the Hashes at Najee Wilkes. Watch all those videos. That is done. That's out. That's on all of our handles. So go check that out, man. Jerome did a great job clipping that up. You know what I'm saying, and giving some intel on that, man. But just a super fun day, and everything like that. And obviously, that's our list. But we're gonna throw it to the 3-man weave to kind of conclude us out for the night.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, this is What we thought was one of the best things known to man, woman, and child. I'm saying we're progressing to get there. But nonetheless, ladies and gentlemen, this is 3-Man Week. We talk about basketball, all hoops, not just Georgia, not just high school. We talk about little college, little NBA, and also a little WNBA for the ladies that's watching as well. So first and foremost, on the 3-Man Week, we got to talk about Caleb Holt. What the temperature of Grace right now is obviously hot fire, man. They won it last year. Caleb, Wilkins, Jacob Wilkins, not Caleb, Jacob Wilkins. They had Jakari Harris last year. What's the big man down low? Taylor. They just loaded, man. And no, you good. Feel free to definitely let me know the names of the young men. So like I said, the other day they just picked up Caleb Holt, and today, just a few hours before we got on the pod, they picked up a guard from Kell High School, Chris McClavish Jr., who's been on countless of just reporters on the basketball scene, Relentless Hoops, Rise Hoops, OTR. They had him on the list. Just guys who to watch, Sean Williams. So is it booked? Which I think it is. I think Grace is definitely going to go back to back next year, no doubt about it. Unless somebody else pulls off a blockbuster transfer, a couple of transfers, in my opinion.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I talked to their head coach actually this morning, man. I was trying to book him for the Corky Kell basketball classic. We're playing in another big tournament, national tournament. You know it very well. Baker was talking about it this past December. So this is a great program, man. I mean, if you ain't getting that program on TV in the state, I don't know what you're doing. They are turning themselves into a perennial contender. Coach Pierce, like I said, after years of knocking on the door, got through that door last year, and like you said, added Caleb Hope, added the point guard out of Kell to run the kind of the show, the offense for them. It's going to be all about how they mesh together. I think training camp is going to be really important for that program, getting them to buy in and just not being complacent. Those that won, obviously great players. Jacob Wilkes, we know how phenomenal he is. Just getting them to stay locked in with the group, making sure everybody is bought into one goal, right? It's not about stats, it's about that team goal of winning it all. But if a team I had to say that could possibly contend, I'm going to go with Norcross. Norcross should look a lot better this year. We've seen Jerron Salisbury. He's going to be a junior this year. I expect him to take a big leap. Alex Pace is going to be another player that's outstanding for that program. That's going to like kind of a do-it-all guard for them. And they also added Eddie Cook. So you don't have some pieces, man, and Norcross should be way better. Kind of crazy thing. Norcross went 16-14 last year. They had the talent as much as they used to have in the years past. Young team, but that's right now a contender I have in 6A. Might be some other ones in there that can kind of emerge, but right now on the preface, I would go with them.
100%. And I think this just speaks to just discrepancies when you go from Alabama to Georgia in terms of the media attention. Caleb Holt already got a big name. Why else would he be coming to Georgia? Just for the extra media attention, you know what I'm saying? Obviously, maybe it's a backdoor way, not a backdoor, just a way to segue in the OT or whatever. Just a lot of resources that hooping in Georgia just offers you. I think that can't be ignored. Excuse me. But moving on, we're going to move on to the Hawks news. I don't think they've made a trade as a late update, if they have. But just to give y'all a little update, just on Atlanta Hawks basketball, if you're Hawks fans. So a step in the right direction for the Atlanta Hawks. With unloading the DJ's contract, it just went to New Orleans. We're freeing up some cap space, getting rid of some unwanted contracts. We have moved back into the green. We are no longer paying luxury tax, which I think is big. Tony Wrestler's son, I can't remember his name, but apparently I've been hearing through some source on YouTube, that he's no longer making the basketball operation decisions. It is now on Landry Fields, and Landry Field has benefited from having just some competent guys around him who definitely know what they're talking about, i.e. Kyle Korver, some others. So they just signed Veet to a 4-year, $10 million contract. He spent a lot of he had a 2-way last year playing in the G League and playing with the Hawks. Also moving DJ's contract off the books. He's got some money to secure Jalen Johnson, who I know is a fan favorite. What's his name? He had a 5-point game in the summer league. Keaton Wallace is a name that you may not be familiar with. He spends a lot of his time in the G League. Signed him to a 2-way contract. Expect to see Kobe Covington come off the bench. The brother right now is playing for the Aussies, number 3. He's more of a defensive guard. They want to pair just longer defender, 2 guards with Trey. His best year came along Kevin Herter, who was also a bigger guard with him, who they try to do the same thing with in Sacramento. So just some brighter days, Hawks fans, we move forward as we free up our cap space. And again, just bring pieces up and let them play. It sounds like they're going to keep Bogey off the bench. So I'm not going to, beat y'all over the head too much with Hawks news. I just want to give y'all some news of this year, Hawks fans. So that being said,
that is your before he moves on, that is your Hawks basketball expert. So be expecting more from him in the coming weeks and months. Again, if you want all Hawks coverage, if you want all Hawks coverage, go to the Bacon Network. You can find them on TikTok. You can find them on YouTube. He will have more bids. Again,
100%
basketball expert when it comes to the Atlanta Hawks. There ain't too many. That's one right there.
I appreciate that, my friend. I appreciate that. We didn't have a lot of topics on the 3-man weave. It was skimp. I haven't been paying closely attention to the Team USA men's or women as of late. It's been real busy. But I know they've been winning. So as long as they continue to win, we're gonna go for the gusto. We're gonna go for the gold win. We ain't looking for no bronze, and we definitely ain't looking for no silver. So we're going for the gold, go for the gusto. So we'll move on to one that's become one of the most coveted segments in 3-man weave. Jerome, got any hard questions for the brothers with the AS brothers?
Unfortunately, tonight I don't. Dealing with doing all the graphics all day today.
Good, man.
Interviews out, man. I've been swamped. I don't have nothing. So I do apologize. I swear to you guys, I'll have 2 tomorrow. Next week. I have 2 next week.
Good. You good, but when you get done, crack you open a couple cold ones.
I'm gonna put my pills on the screen. I want to look like a dug.
Very wise. I like that. I gotta give one update. OTE. There's some OTE news today. A hooper from Elite County who played for Game Elite. You may know him already. Josiah Parker, Bucket. I wish I could have got a bid out of him on today, but I don't lie, I was too busy playing NCAA. It was my first time, so I had to lock in. But Josiah, he will be transferring to Combine. Is it Combine Elite? I think it's just the Combine
Academy Blue Checks.
Combine Academy Blue Checks. They're a team based out of North Carolina. Breeding grounds for Rob Dillingham as well as others. The kid can play, man. People may call me crazy. I just seem like he's got a face-up game. I think it's high upside. It's like Melo. I know he's a bit heavier, but you know what I'm saying? The footwork, the ability to pass out be a better passer out of that triple threat, I think would make him different than Melo. But I just think his face-up game is elite. And like I said in the other podcasts before, we were talking about him, just him continue to just put timing on the shot to where it's just automatic. I feel like he hesitates at times or just is a little passive or just trying to get a little too creative. But he can just be assassin with that jump shot off the fade, off the jab step, off the dribble, off the bounce. He's just going to be in the elite. And it's going to be interesting to see how he develops. And it's going to be scary to see how good he gets. But you got anything to add, Nash?
Yes, I do. As we wrap up the 3-man weave, we have breaking news. Tech fans, get excited. 5-star. We got a chance to see him at the Nike EYBA. It might potentially be your story to write for tonight, early tomorrow. Breaking.
Definitely tonight.
Caleb Wilson.
Oh, no. Okay.
Yes, sir.
I thought it was going to be a commit, but I was like, whoa.
Nigga was like, bro, not yet.
I'm driving to Hold the Innocence tomorrow.
Oh, man, I'm telling you. So, Caleb Wilson, as you guys all know, man, great, versatile player, right? Signed by New Balance right now, part of Clutch Sports, one of the best players in the nation. Top 12, Arkansas, Duke, North Carolina, Alabama, UCF, Auburn, Tennessee, Oregon, Kentucky, Ohio State, USC, and the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets Sting 'em, the Rambling Wreck. They are on the list, man. And we've already talked about what he could potentially mean for this program, a program changer for what Georgia Tech wants to build. And I mean, man, he's just phenomenal, man. We've talked to him a couple times, and he's always been high on the Yellow Jackets, man. So it'd be great if they can make this recruitment and keep him at home, man. But a lot of people are gunning for him. And we've seen the specialness of what he can do on the defensive side of the ball at Nike YBL. But I get a Florida Blaken to go ahead and expound.
Yeah, man. As Naj said, he's elite. I got a chance to go back and watch that game when they played the Oakland Soldiers. He was playing some good defense, and he was knocking down some jumpers, man. Knocking down some jumpers. Look like a real. Obviously, he's a real solid player. But just at the EYBL, that's just another level. This competition. I ain't gonna lie, AJ gave him some problems, but you know what I'm saying, he did his thing. But nonetheless, Arkansas definitely gonna be in the mix long term. I'll give a point to that a little later. Definitely want to see him stay home. Auburn's gonna be in the mix. Tennessee, I think, is pie in the sky. Oregon, and I think he likes the unis. Kentucky, I just don't see the new wave of Kentucky going on right now. Ohio State, maybe. And you gotta throw USC in there. They're gonna roll out the red carpet for him. Isaiah Collier being the most recent, and Arrington Page, who not a lot of people are talking about right now, but it's gonna be interesting to see how year 2 plans out for him. But just the Georgia pipelines going through USC a little bit right now. Alabama, Darion Reed, LeBaron Fineline. Obviously, the program trending in the right direction. And UNC, man. What's not to like about UNC? Michael Jordan came from that school. UCF, I'm not too much sure about that program.
Got Mikey
Williams, that's right. And I believe another players over there. So, will Mikey stay year 2 for him to possibly play on the court? I doubt it, but it's definitely a possibility. But to my point about Arkansas, I was reading on On3 report about Malik Thomas. And here he voiced his opinion about how he felt about Arkansas. He was like, yeah, man, a lot of other top players are going here. They're definitely a team that communicates with me well. Coach Cal and other coaches he talked about are very authentic. They just want to see you do good. But one thing that really stuck to me, what he said is that, yeah, I'm definitely waiting to see will all players go to Arkansas. So obviously Coach Calipari still has a chokehold on the recruiting game. And that's why they're ranked. That's why they're number 1 on this list. Arkansas is definitely a team that's going to hold weight to see where people are going to go. And I definitely Caleb Wilson as well as Malik Thomas as any other recruit in the nation. We're like this, man. Who's going to Arkansas? Because we could see a resurgence of what Coach Cal did in Kentucky with these super teams coming out of nowhere. So yeah, that's my take. But definitely big shout out to Caleb for doing his thing. And we hope you stay home and come to Georgia Tech, brother. No lie. Come hoop with Kai and the rest of the crew.
That would be a nasty combo, man. 100%, man. Be something special. They built. They're already have a top class already in 2025. This will just add to it, man. So we'll have coverage. If I don't write the article, I know Bacon is going to write it on this top 12 right here, man. Again, we'll have hoops coverage all year long. And as we said, OTE is shaking up really well, Bacon, for this upcoming season. Me and you are actually plugged in with both. We just got, invited to that OT Select. As well with the top women hoopers. So imagine what the top boy hoopers are going to look like, man. They already got Marcus Lanier on the circuit, Kai Fleming, and they just got, I've obviously said, Josiah Parker. So I know they're going to have more athletes coming, and I think it's going to be a fun season to watch.
Without a doubt, ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't been, your first experience is going to be a 10 out of 10. If you can kind of figure out where to go, because it is a little tricky navigating landing station, segueing into OT if it's your first time. But once you get in the building, you're going to feel at home, man. It's like a kid in the cannon store experience. If you love hoops, man, we're gonna definitely try to get Jerome in there. You know what I'm saying, let him, you know what I'm saying, flap his wings. You know what I'm saying?
About time.
Because he's gonna love it. I'm telling you, he's gonna love it, bro. Real talk.
Yeah, can't be just football, bro. We got to make you versatile.
Swiss Army.
Never mind, I'm not gonna play,
but no, go ahead, Big. I'll let you call it. This is your segment.
All right, man. Ladies and gentlemen, I know it's quick tonight. I wish we could have had some more hot sizzling news for you tonight, but that's going to conclude the 3-man weave, and I'm going to throw it to my fellow co-host Jerome to close us down with send them with the feel good stuff that we do at the end to make you and the viewer feel good about us and connect with us on a deeper level.
100%. All right, I can close now. Is that good? You good? I'm going.
Oh,
I'm telling you, I got this toothache. I'm trying to get out of here as soon as possible. So I feel apologize to my boys for this time.
No, okay.
But yeah, man, we appreciate everybody that's on here. Shout out to the boy Bacon with 125 viewers. Woo!
I can't take credit for that, man. The people who retweeted this video, man, shout out to y'all, man, because without y'all like supporting us, we can't do this. We can't have the viewers that we do. So thank you to y'all.
100%. I mean, going crazy on Twitter, but thank you guys for everybody that's in here. Of course, we want to go through our last quick 2 segments real quick, and that is where we're going to be at this week.
I'm undecided. I know I got to be at McKeeston High School for the Sheriff's Cup Invitational on Saturday. I'm kind of back and forth on what I want to do Sunday. I kind of want to chill, but at the same time, I kind of want to see these top women hoopers. So
go watch the women, bro.
Yeah, I'm kind of like undecided there, but that's kind of how my weekend kind of shapes up.
100%. This Friday, I will be at Mount Zion of Jonesboro, also known as they call the team around the corner. My friend, very good friend, who's the OC out there, Coach Peaks, man. Coach Peak, not Peaks. Coach Peak, I'm gonna go see. Tap into those boys, those young men. He said they got some gems over there, man, and I believe him. Coach Peak gonna say it. I'm gonna go see what they're talking about. So that's where I will be at this Friday, and then this weekend, I will be at the Bacon family reunion. That might get copyrighted for that, but I'm gonna go chill with the family, man. I'll probably be getting workout too when I can, because that's just how I am. This bit is non-stop. That's where I will be at this weekend.
Yes, sir. I will most likely be at Cedar Grove. Cedar Town. Cedar Town scrimmage. My boy State Harris invited me out. He wants to do some things with some filming, stuff like that. So we're working something out right now. But they're playing Trope right now on Friday. So that's my most likely destination. I also got invited to the IMG Academy Media Day. That's one event I usually do go to and make sure I go to every year. It's not looking possible right now with everything going on. Kind of got to stay local as much as I can right now. But if Cedar Grove and Cedar Town don't really work out, I might find a way down there. But I do really want to go down there, especially since my boy Ty Hawkins transferred down there. I would love to talk to him and get an interview with him. I'm always around him. I never got an interview with him, so I would love to do that. Still kind of deciding. It's probably going to be a last-minute decision if I do it. But that's my 2 destinations for this week. All right, let's get quick words of wisdom. I'm going to be quick because I don't have much to say. I'm just going to say, if you have a toothache, man, do something about it as soon as possible. Because, it might feel good now. I mean, it might feel good later on, blah, blah, blah. Get taken care of because it'll creep back in, and that's exactly how my tooth hurting right now. Go ahead, guys.
I'll say this. For us, mainly speaking to young men, but definitely the young ladies too. If you're a young man, you think about, man, how am I gonna be? What's the path for me to becoming a man, right? I'm sure that people have different takes on it. I think a popular definition right now is just going through things, just going through ups and downs, just going through the pains of life, whether it be people not believing in you, people talking down on you, just running into different roadblocks in your life. I just think going through those things that are hardening, that it puts you through the chaos that's going to put your mind, your body, soul, and spirit through. I think those are some things that definitely mold you into a man. Because right now, when you're younger, you're more empathetic, which is nothing wrong with being empathetic. I think every person should be empathetic, but through those galaxy moments, I think that's what is going to organically shape you to the man that you're going into. So, biggest thing is, young man, just keep living. Just keep your morals that your parents taught you and keep those intact. Don't shift. Try not to shift. I know what I'm saying, by all means, don't shift, because the morals is definitely what the world is going to grade you as. And you want to have your morals as high as you can through the roof, so that when you do fall, you fall right to where you want to be. So just listen and just keep living.
100%. I kind of want to take off a point, and I feel like Bacon does a good job on this. He always tries to spread a word or a message to the youngins, even though he's media and he covers media, just to, young black brothers, to, young brothers in the game. Not even just African-American, anybody that's a kid. And I feel like this is a message to the kids. Man, make sure y'all are receptive to information. Be a learner, right? You don't know everything. You know what I'm saying? So if someone is going out of their way to tell you some information, be receptive to that information, because that can help you along your path and your journey. So that's kind of my message for the night, man. If somebody, especially like a Bacon or, more recently a Phillip Dukes, goes out of their way and they on the south side, they in your neighborhood, and they try to give you some advice to just help you navigate through. Definitely, bear your ear, man, and try to listen to see what they say, because they've already lived through a different kind of journey, but they know what you're going to go through kind of before you do. They may not know your same story the way you do or grow up in the same upbringing that you did, but if they give you advice, it's only to help you. So I say that too, because you don't always get people that want to help others or help youngins. So if you do get somebody that's going out of their way to help, pick their brain, man, and try to learn from them. And you can never know, that person can be a mentor for you and help you out just in life or whatever you want to do.
100%. Shout out to Dukes, man. Profound speech they gave those young men at Langston, man.
Yes, he did. All right, Romy.
All right, boys. That's going to do it for us today, guys. Thank y'all so much for getting on with us. Obviously, we want to give a huge shout out. First and foremost, we want to give a huge shout out to all of you. Thank you guys for getting on. All the lists will be posted tomorrow throughout the day, so keep an eye on that. We'll be posting it and let you guys share with your friends and family, things like that. If you haven't seen it, see it. We'll make sure we'll tag you in it and everything. Also, we want to give a huge thanks to our sponsor, Phenom. Make sure you go to Phenom Phenom Elite Brand. Wow, I was trying to say product. I don't know why. Phenom Elite Brand. Make sure you go in there, get your cleats, get your gloves. You got mouthpieces. Football is right around the corner, man. Make sure you get all your needs. Make sure you looking good, making it look fly. They got all types of colors and combinations and things like that. They got Warner Brothers products. They got if you like DC, they got DC products. You like Scooby Doo, you like Sonic, all that cool stuff. All that's on their website. And with us, you can get 10% off on that as well. So if you look at that promo code right on top of Notch, you can do that promo code that save you 10% off on any product. Save some money, look good, feel good, and stay good. And hey, you might be on one of these lists one day, man. So make sure you go check that out. Thanks again for Phenom Elite Brand right there as well.
Yeah, let me lead. I know you're not feeling well, so I got to get energy to close this out. On this alone, you know what I'm going with. So appreciate y'all for tuning in, man. That's the top 2027 list, man. Let us know in the comments what you thought about the list. We put y'all game before the game gets out, before people start putting these guys on lists. So when you're thinking First and Foremost podcast, that's what we do, man. We put your game early before it come out. You know me? So this First and Foremost podcast, where we not only give you the spiel, we keep it real. I thought you were close. Woo.
Make sure you check us out all on social media right down here. We have all the stuff posted on the next couple of days, and we have a great stuff. Thank you guys so much.